go. Yo, yo, yo! This is the Derivative Squad. We're dropping down math bars rule by rule, from the simplest to the toughest. So, let's crack this calculus case.
Hey guys, I'm Angelico, and today we're going to talk about constant rule. Constant rule is very simple. The derivative of a constant rule is always equals to 0. So for example, f of x is equals to 7. The derivative of this is 0. Why? Because 7 is a constant. It doesn't change no matter what value of x we put on it. For example, we have 1 million, it's still 0. But whatever number it is, it still equals to 0 because it doesn't have a value of x.
Hi, I'm Ava. For power rule, we have x raised to n dx equals nx raised to n minus 1. For example, x raised to 5 equals, we're gonna bring down the n, which is the 5, and copy the variable x, and then 5 minus 1 equals 4. That's simple. For second example is we have negative exponent. Same as the first example, we just need to copy the exponent, which is negative 5, and then the variable is x, and then negative 5 minus 1 equals negative 6. But we don't want negative exponents, so we're gonna make it in fraction form. Copy the negative 5 and then move this in the denominator, which is gonna turn negative. This is the final answer. So what if we have fraction exponent? First is we're gonna copy the exponent, which is 5 over 2, and then the variable, and then 5 over 2 minus 1 is 3 over 2. And then since we don't want fraction exponent, we're gonna put it in radical. We copy this, and then for the numerator, it goes here, and then second is here. Since it's 2, so we're not gonna put it the number. That's the final answer. So what if our next example is in radical form? First is, we're gonna put this out of the radical. Since here, this is the numerator, we're gonna put it here. And we have 2 here, which is, and then we're gonna bring it down. And then copy the variable. And then 3 over 2 minus 1 equals 1/2. Then we're gonna bring it back to the radical form because we don't want fraction exponent. Copy this. And then for the numerator, which is 1, we don't want to put 1, so it's invisible. And the 2, we don't put 2. Wait, that's the final answer.
So I'm teaching you the third rule, which is the constant multiple rule. So what should we do if this is the problem? So we must consider the constant is gonna be sticking to that derivative. So let's add dx. So the next step here is, let's imagine this as ano. Let's separate this two. 7 times x raised to cube dx. So after that, we are gonna use power rule. So the power rule of x raised to 3 is copy 3, add x, and 3 minus 1, which is the formula of the power rule, is 2. So we must bring down 7. So that the next thing we're gonna do here is to times 7 times 3, which is 21x squared. Don't forget to write this. The f prime of x is equals to 21x raised to 21x x squared. Ay, hindi. The 21x squared. Diba? Yeah.
Next up, we'll learn the addition and subtraction rule in derivatives. So, here's the formula. This simply means that when functions are added or subtracted, you just differentiate each term separately and then keep the sign in between. Let's have an example. Suppose we have f of x is equals to x squared plus 3x. So we first have to identify the terms. So the first term is x squared and the second term is 3x. Then we differentiate each term. So the derivative of x squared is 2x. So how did we get 2x? Just bring down the 2. Subtract 1 from the exponent. Next is the derivative of 3x, which is 3. And we got 3 because the derivative of x is 1 multiplied by the constant 3. Now we're going to combine with the same sign. So f prime of x is equals to 2x plus 3. That's the final answer. So for the next example, f of x is equals to 4x cubed minus 5x squared plus 2x. So again, we're going to identify the terms. First term is 4x cubed, second term is negative 5x squared, and the third term is 2x. Next, we're going to differentiate each term. Derivative of 4x cubed is 12x squared. How? Because 3 multiplied by 4 is equals to 12. The exponent equals to 2. And the derivative of negative 5x squared is negative 10x. Because 2 times negative 5 is equals to negative 10. The exponent decreases to 1. And now the derivative of 2x is 2, because the derivative of x is 1 multiplied by 2. Lastly, we combine with their signs. So f prime of x is equals to 12x cubed. No, f prime of x is equals to 12x squared minus 10x plus 2. There we got the final answer.
So here we are in the sixth rule, which is called the product rule. So yun. So we're gonna use this formula. This is the formula of the product rule. This is the derivative of u times v plus u times v, the derivative of v. So here we are. So which one is the u and v? So the first function is the u and the second function is the v. So individually, we're gonna derive them. So based on the formula, this is the derivative of u. So we're gonna derive this parenthesis inside of the parenthesis, which is, let's see, it is 4 plus 0. Let's copy the v only. So that is only as is. So next, we're gonna copy this u, which is 4x plus 7. And we're gonna derive this. Using the power rule, the x squared is basically just 2x. And minus 1, which is a constant rule, is just 0. So what are we going to do here? We're gonna erase the 0, leave it as is. Then distribute them together. 4x squared and 4 times negative 1 is negative 4. Next up, the other side, the right side. 4x times 2x is equals to 8x squared. And 7 times 2x is just 14x. So what's next? We're gonna add like terms. So first off, we're gonna find the square. So it has a pair. So 4x squared plus 8x squared is just 12x squared. And next off, we're just gonna copy this so because it doesn't have any other coefficients. So as is 14x. And also this one. Let's just copy it. So here we go. F of x is equals to 12x 12x squared plus 14x minus 4. That's all.
Hello again. So we're going to proceed on quotient rule. This is used to divide two functions. So here is the formula. So example, suppose we have x equals to x squared. So we have to determine which is the u and v. So first, we're going to start with u is x squared because u is the numerator and the v is the denominator. So we're going to find this u prime and v prime. This is going to be 2x and this is 1. So we're going to apply the formula. So v is x plus 1. So v, which is x plus 1. Oops, sorry. And u prime, which is 2x minus again u, which is x squared. Which is 1. Then v squared, which is x plus 1 raised to 2. Then we're going to simplify it. We're going to simplify it now. Copy this denominator. X plus 1. Squared. X. This is the final answer.
Now, we're going to discuss chain rule. Example number 1 is we have 2x squared minus 3x plus 5 raised to 7 dx. Our first step is find our u. Let u is the inner function, which is the 2x squared minus 3x plus 5. Next step, or second step, is the derivative of u, which is 4x minus 3. The third step is we're gonna write is as u raised to 7 dx, and the fourth step is u raised to 7 du. And fifth step is gonna substitute it. We're gonna bring down the 7 or the n, which give us 7, and then copy the u, which is 2x squared minus 3x plus 5, and minus 1 is 6. So our exponent is 6, and then multiplied by du, which is 4x minus 3. And for the final answer, we're gonna substitute it or simplify. That gives us 28x minus 21, quantity of 2x squared minus 3x plus 5 raised to 6. Our second example is cube root quantity 3
3x squared minus 8x plus 1 quantity raised to 5 dx. First step again is we're gonna identify our u, which is the 3x squared minus 8x plus 1. Second is the derivative of our u, which is 6x minus 8. Next step is we're gonna write it as cube root u raised to 5 dx, and the fourth is cube root raised to 5 du. And we're gonna substitute it like u raised to 5 over 3 multiplied by du. And then we're gonna bring down the 5 over 3 u, and then our n minus 1, which is 2 over 3 multiplied by du. And we're gonna substitute it. Seventh step is 5 over 3 u, which is 3x squared minus 8x plus 1, 2 over 3 multiplied by 6x minus 8. Eighth step is the answer 5 quantity of 6x minus 8, and then cube root of 3x squared minus 8 plus 1 raised to 2 over 3.
Once again, we are done with the derivative rules. Once again, my name is Dennis Clyde.
Ava Lorraine.
Angelico.
And we are the derivative squad. We are the Group 3 Derivative Squad.